Hey guys, I'm RozaldVaneGAME, and welcome back to another episode of Bioshock Infinite. Where we last left off was that, yeah, we basically made it through the Hall of Heroes. We basically just, like, hook, I don't know what the hell I'm saying anymore. Hook gliding to the space, after meeting a bunch of, like, enemies for, Bucking Bronco, I think it's called. We got that, and then we went through the whole space, dealing with the cops and military, sort of. They look like military folks, and then we just made it up to this Hall of Heroes, where one of the colonels of the military, has defected on Comstock, and just now is like treating us as the new enemy to his little scheme or his little militia in the space. So that's essentially where we're at now. I realized before we start, that we are actually in the 10-year anniversary of Bioshock Infinite, or at least near 10 years, I guess. I don't know how long ago it was since then, so I just sometimes blow off the freaking dates of game releases, but I only try to recognize the years most of the times. But I'm surprised. I didn't really think that. I actually really did not think through about when to start playing this game. It was just convenient that it started on the 10th anniversary of the year. Like the first video going up, as you might see it already. This is like, I'm recording this in March, obviously. So this is like technically that month, I think, that the game technically comes out. I think I saw a PC Gamer article about this game recently, so that's why I saw the 10-year anniversary for Bioshock Infinite. And then there's people saying that they have people have started seeing negative, like, opinions coming out of the woodwork somewhere. And I mean, it's fair. I think people have opinions. So let's play while we're talking about that, I guess, because I've been like reading up on it online just randomly. Thankfully the checkpoint's proper here, I guess I'd say, because the checkpoints always are never nice when it came to some places, but at least this one made it through to being in the same exact spot that I ended in the last episode. Give me a quick second, I'm trying to lower the volume. A little bit too loud. Yeah, so like I wouldn't say like, hey, like people have opinions, everyone has, you know, their take on what they like or don't like about the games. Battle of Wounded Knee or the Boxer Rebellion? I'm gonna take the Boxer Rebellion first because... Oh, okay, I guess.
What is this?
It's the Boxer Rebellion.
What happened there?
In Peking, it was my hand that put the city to the torch. Of course, that's not how Comstock tells it.
Well... Oh. I mean, they look like they're shootable, like, objects for sure. So they lit up fire. They look like they're trying to sacrifice something, I guess? Like they're making some sacrificial ritual thing here, I guess. What's going on here? I am so confused. I really like the cloth physics. That looks like the cloth on the tongue of a dragon. There's a door here. Employees only. Okay, I'll go here then. But yeah, otherwise I think that people have their opinions, and like if people don't like something, that's totally fair. I personally think that I liked it when I was like younger, like this game when I was younger. Melee strikes against staggered enemies add 60% chance to critical hits. Victims take 25% more damage when struck. I don't get it, but I'm not gonna equip that. I can't read Chinese, but... Oh, that was money. I didn't even realize it. Turn that radio off. Can't read the Chinese on these, but I'm assuming those are... Pecking? Maybe? Oh, there's enemy... I had a feeling there were some enemies somewhere in time. Just didn't know when. It was kind of weird they just waltzed into the space. They were like, oh yeah, I'm gonna walk in here, just realizing there's nobody in here. Maybe there's somebody in here. Can I hit this? Aw, they don't have the gong sound, dude. Seriously. That's a little lame. That's not making gong sound, it's just hitting like a metal plate. Like a metal object. But yeah, like, I personally think that I liked the game when I first played it, but that was because I was younger, and again, like, when I was replaying it, like, in a few episodes ago, or maybe even the last one, I can't remember, I was like, oh, I didn't know there was, like, you know, racial tones about stuff like the slavery and, like, the segregation and stuff like that. Like, I didn't really remember it that much because I didn't really think about it. I just played it for the sake of, like, I think the visuals and the scenery was the one thing that grabbed me the most, versus what the environmental storytelling was doing to the space that I was going through. That looks very ominous.
'Twas yellow skin and slanted eyes that did betray us with their lies, until they crossed the righteous path of our prophet's holy wrath.
Uh-huh. I wonder if you can possess these animatronics, but I've never really tried it, I guess. Alright. Man, this is a lot of people. Lit up on fire. Ooh, what is... Wait, is that Elizabeth? The heck? I'm so confused why Elizabeth is painting on top.
I read about this. Comstock led the Colombian troops to
Comstock wasn't there! The Boxers took my eye and 30 of my friends! Is there even a stone to mark that sacrifice?
Wow. Nope, my bad. Oh, jeez. Oh, I got the other guy instead. That was a mistake. Where the heck is everybody? I can't even. Oh god, this is the worst. I didn't really think that the sniper rifle would be that bad. Oh, that guy's dead. Take the health. I can't even see anything. Jeez.
No tin soldier will take me.
Are you okay, Elizabeth? Sounds like she just got hit by something. Ah. Bye. Headshot. Goodbye. Oh my god, I'm trying to like focus on trying to get them, but it's like difficult. There we go. Reload.
You see, young miss? You see the man that Comstock wishes he was? A real soldier.
I don't want to do this, Slate. Just give me what I need.
I will. After you do the same for me.
Huh?
Come and look for me amongst the ghost dancers.
Who are the ghost dancers?
Wounded knee. He means us to head to the other display.
Can you hear Comstock's tin soldiers coming to silence us? But we are the true patriots. The history that does not fit in their books.
Okay. So you're saying that the Comstock is like betraying these folks by like not including them into the history of what they've done for the country or the city, the flying city of Colombia, I'm guessing. I'm worried about this crap still because that thing has not moved yet. And I still wonder if it's gonna attack me one day, but I know it's an enemy type, but I just don't know when. That's the question. Is there anything in the back over here? I don't think there is. Yeah, I was thinking there would be like some random ass voxophone in the back that would just be funny for me. But yeah, in general, I just want to say, like, if you have an opinion about... Oh, he's not dead? He's not dead yet. Wow. There we go. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to throw the freaking... Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I didn't mean to throw the possession out. I keep doing that by accident. Oh, I didn't know the purse was not looted yet. Okay, let me pick up some of these. See if these bodies have anything, like, money-wise. But yeah, like, I understand that people would have, like, you know, those weird, like, feelings of, like, because the story kind of relates to, like, this really bad side of history, but it's like putting an alternate twist to it where it's like its own city with that sort of like history. And it's really tough to like really think that's a good idea and a bad idea at the same time. Like it's done well in some degree, which is like building that world building in a sense, but then it's done poorly because it's like it's very subtle rather. Like, but then I mean it's good that it's subtle, but it's bad that it's subtle at the same time because you're like, oh, I don't want, you know, to deal with this. It's hard to talk about it or talk around it, and that is true. I think a lot of people have a rough time talking about it because, you know, sometimes we can't say what we can say about it because we don't live that history. We only know the history of it. It's a tough conversation to hold when it comes to those kind of things.
I appreciate a lady who appreciates value.
Oh, I forgot about this guy. Okay, we can probably try to increase the clip size of our RPG, I guess. Excuse me. Morning throat stuff that says, hey, you haven't speaking much today. Alright, let's get to Wounded Knee. But
The Tin Soldier is taking credit for the deeds of the real ones. Now your companion, young lady, he wrapped himself in glory on December 29, 1890.
huh?
What does he mean?
I don't know.
You don't want to know.
Oh, is he saying that DeWitt was one of the soldiers that worked for them? Jeez. I don't think they were that brutal about things. Employee only. No, thank you. I'm not dealing with you. What is this? Oh, it's an RPG. What is this one? Newton's Law. Landing off a skyline knocks back an enemy nearby. Or knocks back nearby enemies. I read it weirdly, but that's fine. I get the point. But yeah, I mean, also with the fact that, yeah, this game does have weaknesses. I would say there's not a lot of, like... It's hard to figure out, you know, what the hell's going on here? What the hell are you holding? Is that a hair? Oh, okay, I see what this is going on. He literally ripped the scalp out of this person's hair or head. It's pretty gruesome. I don't know who approved of that in this museum, but that's a little bit too brutal. Always address patrons as Sir and Matt. Oh yeah, I know that one. But yeah, otherwise I'd say that, like, there is some flaws in these games. I don't think this is a perfect game by all means. I think the visuals and the size of this game is what I really like the most out of it, and I think that's the only thing I remember mostly out of it. I do remember the narrative twists and turns that this game takes, but I think that remembering back on it, like, I sat here looking at my screen thinking, okay, there's, like, I was reading through the comments of people, like, saying the story was messy. I was like, thinking back from when I remember the story, and I do think it is messy, which we'll be bumping into it soon here, which I don't think it's not here, but like later down the line it will get more and more messy. Really, you guys really did stick with the hair ripping out of the person's scalp hair, really?
With hue and cry, with hatchet red, they danced amongst our noble dead. But when our soldiers took the field, the savage horde could only yield.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You were there.
Really?
At Wounded Knee. I can see it in your face.
Tell her, Booker. Tell her how we strode that battlefield like the heroes of Sparta. I still hear the screams. Does Comstock?
There he is!
Here's the soldier I spoke of. The kind of elf Comstock pretends to be. See if I told you true.
Who wants to live forever?
Okay. Oh, wow.
That's all you got?
Well, I mean, I don't really do much besides shoot. Okay, let me switch off to, like, bird, yeah. Oh. Alright, yeah, because I haven't used the abilities much, really. Where are these guys?
There's no escape!
Oh, jeez, these guys. Ow. Oh jeez. Oh god. I need to switch up to Bronco. Bronco. Where are you? There we go. Oh. Oh jeez. He's got... Screw you.
You did them a favor, Booker. You let them die like men.
I didn't ask for this. I have no quarrel with these men.
Heroes never ask.
I never claimed to be no hero.
Then what are you? If you take away all the parts of Booker DeWitt you tried to erase, what's left? Come back to the Rotunda. It's almost over.
I think that this
What did
Colonel...
Slate mean? What did you try to erase?
Now that you're out of yours, you might realize cages have their advantages.
A choice is better than none, Mr. DeWitt. No matter what the outcome.
Yeah. What if you woke up one day and realized you didn't like what you chose?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, the story's messy. I think this part is kind of showing it through a little bit in my head, that this part is definitely messy. So, like, my point is that this messiness comes from the idea that the story doesn't give you enough time to react to what's really going down. Like, I want to see if there's anything I missed out here. I think it's just the RPG here. But, like, there's this inherent messiness that comes to the story, because there's this, like, it starts off with a really nice world building, but then the problem is that the main story itself starts kind of dwindling in the fact that...
I've got what you need, Booker. You will find me past the First Lady's memorial.
Like, it starts kind of getting a little messy because of the fact that, like, it's trying to do something smart. Oh, there's one of them down. Where are you going? Oh, he's dead already. Okay, my bad. I thought he was not dead, considering how he was running still.
Say what you want about Lady Comstock. The woman had an eye for fashion.
You've seen what Comstock has done to my history. Now see how he's rewritten his own.
More money. Catch, Mr. DeWitt.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Got it.
But yeah, otherwise I think that it's quite messy because it's trying to tell you a story of some sort, but it's kind of leaving too much mystery on the table. And then when it tries to explain it in a way that's like hinted at these characters, like this Colonel right now is trying to hint at something bigger or something truly like something that's involving Booker DeWitt. There's no inherent like build up to that point because it just randomly just tosses in the idea that you were there. It's like, really? Was I? Like, I think in Bioshock 1 and 2, they really don't do that a lot, where they're just like, the main character is mystery until the very end. And then things kind of click together. Here, it's like, it's not even ever clicking, it's just happening. And you as a player is just getting hit by the narrative parts for no apparent reason. And that's why I think the messiness comes in, is like, there's no feeling of like, I know what's going on. It's more like, things are just going on, and I'm just playing along, because I have no clue what the hell's going on. And then another point that somebody pointed out online that I remember seeing was, like, they said, like, what's the point of these abilities when, in Bioshock 1 and 2, you know, splicers and
The
plasmids...
seed of the prophet lay in the womb of Our Lady, but for a single week. Comstock had a child. My books never mention anything about a child.
That's quite an omission. Can't imagine that was by accident.
The child took ill, and Our Lady prayed for the prophet's heir day and night.
Yeah, you're the child, I think, isn't it? Considering how you're the one who keeps being presented as, like, the true savior and lord of this country/state. I do think that's what's going on here. Or that's what I remember what's going on here, but... I do know some more, I think, in my head, but I can't remember too much if it's true or not, about Elizabeth and the truth behind why she's been experimented on and stuff. But yeah, like, there's this build-up of mysteries and stuff like that, but it's just, like, it doesn't want to tell you it, because they want to try to keep it, like, at a twist, they want to keep it at a, we'll save it for later story point kind of thing, but then it takes too long to get there, because you're muddled with killing and finding your way through to getting out of here, and like that's the goal, is you're getting out of here, but you're being force fed the story of getting out of here instead of finding your way deeper into something to accomplish getting out, in a sense, or finding help to get out. Like in Bioshock 1, you're trying to find your way to get out because you are stuck in the middle of nowhere, and from there it becomes sort of a story that makes sense because it kind of slowly becomes your problem. Like the location becomes your problem. Here, the problem is already given to you, force-fed to you, even though your goal was to just get the person to get out. But, like, it feels really weird and, like, hard to kind of, like, give it in a natural way to make it... And then, like, the city itself, the problem is on Booker, but then it doesn't really explain enough to kind of get to that point where it feels right. It just feels like it's just been, like, just dropped onto us like a ball.
That's my tower.
Lo, while Daisy Fitzroy has murdered my beloved, she shall not have the child. She shall not come betwixt her and prophecy.
The seed of the prophet shall sit the throne and drown in flame the mountains of man.
You're Comstock's daughter.
No, I can't be. I can't.
He wants you to follow in his footsteps.
Well, I want a puppy, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna get one.
What? What is that line? I want a puppy, but I don't think I'll get one. Are you saying that Comstock would not give her anything, even if she demanded / requested something, I guess? Maybe? But to me, I feel like that's like the weird thing. It's just like, I guess it kind of is there, like she's a daughter of Comstock, which is not surprising, but then you ask your question, like, why is she needed from...
You want to take a look at this?
Who's requesting Booker DeWitt to take her out of that place? And why? Is it to betray Comstock, etc., etc.? Like, the story isn't actually as interesting. So this is, who was it again? Daisy Fitzroy. The cruel murderer of our dear Lady Comstock by the anarchist Daisy Fitzroy. Yeah, so Lady Comstock died because of Daisy, is what they assume, I guess. I don't know if that's true.
To those who loved me, I was the most generous of souls. There was no pain I would deny them, no betrayal I would not gladly give. And when I had scorched the hearts of all who loved me, the prophet said, "There is nothing you can do for which I will not forgive you. For God has granted me sight, and through his eyes, even you are loved."
Uh-huh. Okay. Very awkward, but okay. Is that purse, I guess? Is this Lady Comstock's dress or something? Well, there's like dropped roses and stuff. What is this? More money, I guess. Why were you tossing coins to the to the statue? The statue is not asking for any donations or anything yet. I don't know. It just feels weird. But yeah, otherwise I think that like this kind of like story just feels force-fed in a way. And then yeah, sorry, I keep losing track of thought. Plasmids. In Bioshock 1, plasmids are, you know, natural to the world because it's something that people use. Everybody uses it to like be free about like being free from trying to become like something else that they don't want to become or something like that. Like it's I don't know how to explain it very well, but it was kind of like the idea that, you know, splicers are built off of the fact that they keep doing plasmids into themselves and then they mutated because of that. But in this case, the abilities never gets explained. The abilities are just freely given if you buy them, and then you just drink them and then you have them. We don't know if it's temporary or if it's permanent abilities. And so that becomes sort of like the weird, like, oh yeah, they exist here because it's like a potion master just made it and then gave it to everyone to just have at it. And like, why isn't this, you know, causing societal mayhem considering that you have so much power from it? Like, you can, like with the shock jockey, it's like, why aren't people shocking people to death? Why isn't this generating their own factions of people who are trying to, you know, develop their own country state that will go up against Comstock and his crew? But then again, it also kind of explains itself in a way that's like, you know, the characters are trying to say that everybody, almost everybody in this city is brainwashed to believe religiously that Comstock and Lady Comstock are their prophets, their gods, and that they can never disobey them, in a sense. So I'm like, I mean, it's kind of like heavy-handed and boring in a way that's like, these characters are one-sided, like the normal citizens are one-sided. But then again, it's just not as like, it's not as interesting of a element, I think, of the story that makes this game that great. So that's my take. I think it's just like there's just a lot of things to it that just you can see and fall for, like the ones that you don't like and you do like. And I think that not all games needs to be, you know, everything has to hit the mark. If it's a vision that somebody wants to make, it's what it is. I think Comstock's vengeance, the prophet bearer of the sword, brought this wrath down upon Daisy Fitzroy and the Vox Populi. He pursues them relentlessly to this day. Also, Daisy fell in with the Vox Populi when they were getting chased, I guess? It looks like. Interesting. They have a silhouette of the statue. Alright. Where Elizabeth is at. Where Elizabeth was at. Courtyard. Seems like a very...
I can get through these bars, but you're too broad.
Thanks. That seems like a compliment, I guess.
Let me scout ahead, see if there's some way to move forward.
Just be careful, because they look like they're gonna kidnap you if you don't be careful. What? What was that?
Is that?
It's a tear, something I can bring into this world.
It's a freight hook. Well, that's convenient.
As I said, it's a form of wish fulfillment.
Okay. Freight hook, please. Do I have to hold
Right.
E?
That one.
Let me know if you want me to bring that freight hook in.
Okay, I had to like
I feel
hold
there's
it.
more
apparently.
where it came from. Whenever I'd get anxious, tears have a way of appearing. Booker, do you see those tears? We
Yes.
can use them against Slate's men. That tear will get us access to higher ground. And that one will give us a turret.
And
Oh.
some cover.
Turn.
Try that one! Turret, now!
Oh no, I don't need to worry about it, I guess. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, I can't even shoot the turret deck. I don't know if I got the guy. Is the guy dead, really? Oh god. I'm trying to like shoot, but I can't shoot for the life of me. Really? That's a headshot. The heck? Why did it take multiple headshots to kill that one guy, though? There goes that guy. There goes that guy. Where's the other guys?
Still looking.
Looking for what? Alright.
Ammo! Catch!
Alright. Gimme.
Booker, catch!
Thank you.
Comstock's pen can do some wonderful tricks. Do you know what you've got there, Booker?
That's
No.
enough, Slate. We just need the vigor to get out of Columbia. We're taking it one way or another. Slate?
I didn't know that. I didn't know the staircases were collapsed. That was my assumption, that the staircase was still around, and they didn't come up because they were afraid of me or something. That's what I was
Need
thinking.
money? Okay, catch.
Thanks for the money.
Got it.
I thought they were like afraid of coming up to chase after me, but apparently it's just because they just got caught. The stairs got cut off, and I was just thinking that they were afraid to come up. Let's see whatever's here. Okay. Please. Thank you. Oh, this is the wait. Vending is empty. I don't get that. Okay. Take the salt. Alright, I'll go in there once I scout out the area for any, like, things I want to grab, I guess. I don't want to miss any sort of pickupables or collectibles or something like that. I'm guessing the turret revives if I use it again, maybe? I might be wrong. But in general, I just think that, like I will always say this, is that I enjoy the game because of the fact that it's kind of it's kind of like a world build. Like the level itself is more interesting to me than the story itself.
Keep your eye open for that shock jockey vigor.
The story's more interesting than the level design and the world is more better than the story that I'm going through, and that's where I always will be like more fascinated with this game than not at all with anything else in a sense. Alright, let me look at these guys first, and then we'll end the episode after this. Behold the miracle child, the prophet is fulfilled. After only 7 days at the Comstock lady's womb, the miracle child is born. 7 days in her womb. Lady Comstock is fitting mother to this miracle. A fitting mother. The future of our great endeavor lies in her little hands. Finn. Okay. Yeah, I'll end the episode after watching these two things here. See what they are. The lamb is the future of the city. The seed of the prophet watches over us from Monument Island. I think I already watched this one. When will she emerge? Only the great prophet will know with certainty. Finn. Oh! Possession for less. Ooh. But it's like expensive. I'll save it for that one for sure. I don't think I want to... Yeah, I'll probably save the clip increase for the RPGs for another time. I want to stick with more having the possessions being a lot less in costs, because I really don't want to deal with costs that high for spending it with the possession, because it takes a big chunk of like my salts for whatever reasons it is. But anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next episode of Nobody Minds. Hope you guys have a great, amazing day. We get night to one of watching this. I'll have more to say from this revisit of this game at the end of the game, obviously, but for my immediate thought from just finishing the game way back in 2013, 2014, as a high schooler specifically, or not 20, what is it, 2013, 2012? I can't remember. It's been a long time. But, like, once I bought it and played it and everything, I deeply appreciated the game for what it did. For my brain to be like, I want to build a world similar to this. But it's not so much as the narrative that was the reason for why I like this game a lot. I like the game because of the world. The way that it's been portrayed, the way that it was, like, presented to me as a player, and the level design to it is at least decent enough to like learn from, at least. Not, well, maybe not decent, but very good to learn from in this game. So I would say, like, there's a lot of lessons to learn from this game in general, than to look at just the negatives and say this is just an overall bad game. I just think that there's a lot of negatives and positives mixed into one, and that's why some people might have a sort of, like, flip side of coins saying, like, they like it or they don't like it. And I think it is a polarizing game because each person has a different take of the game, and that's totally fair. Everybody has an opinion about it and the thought process of it. Not everyone will be on the same page. Some people might be on the same page after, you know, hearing a certain thought process of somebody else's, what they see, what they think, and, you know, they may agree or they might disagree. So it depends on how it goes. But otherwise, I think that, yeah, the story is messy overall. From when I last played it, the story was messy. The world and beauty of it all is fantastic. The style and the level design was pretty cool, and I just think that if anything, some of the gameplay systems are very shallow, kind of shallow. Like, the abilities were, like, you don't see me use the abilities a lot. Like, in the whole 10 episodes, the only time I use my abilities is to possess the machines to get the money. Otherwise, I've never used the abilities to hit the enemies unless there's a chance given to me, like the bucking bronco. And even then, I feel like there's no encouragement. Like, the enemy design and the level design has not encouraged me to use the abilities forefront, like, a lot. Instead, it's always just being like, do I remember that I have abilities? Because I think this game really does well in encouraging me to shoot and just kill, and that's it. And I don't really, and maybe melee attack. But even then, I don't really use the ability, like, to some degree, because you got 3 modes of attacks, while Bioshock has it where the melee and the shooting are on one side of the coin, where you actually only can do those things on the one hand. So like if you're using your wrench, you can't shoot, obviously, so you have to switch your weapon to shoot. And then the plasmids, on the other hand, was more unique in a way, and were more encouraged in a way that feels right. Like, I think that the limiting of the salts, I think the salts and the plasmid, I don't know what they're called anymore, like the plasmid points, I guess, to let you use your plasmids in Bioshock 1 and 2. Like, I feel like plasmid has something more designed, like there's designed to make you feel encouraged to use them in a weird way, but I can't remember why I would use them as much. Maybe because there's a lot of opportunities, like watery puddles. Like here, there's like oil puddles, but there's just not a lot of them, I don't think. Like a lot of the times I don't really focus to see where's the oil puddles. Instead, I'm always looking for the skyline rails or the shooting of the enemies. Like there's not a lot of opportunities to say, hey, use your plasmid here, because you can see that, you know, there's a thing there. Like I just saw an oil puddle just now, but like previous to that, there never really like a lot of that around, and so it's like I have to actively look for it to do the thing. So like then again, like to kind of finalize it, it's just I think that the gameplay systems is kind of nice to have, but isn't encouraging to me to be like I want to use them as much, because I don't feel the need to use them. Maybe the shock jockey might make me think differently, but I think there's not a lot of it, honestly, a lot of encouragement. And I think when I first played it in the first time, I also did the same thing. I never really used the abilities much unless I really feel like, oh crap, I have nothing better to do. Like I ran out of ammo. Like that's the only time you'll ever do it. But here it's like you don't really ever run out of ammo. There's just an overabundance of weapons being dropped left and right for the player to just pick up and shoot. So I think that it's a disservice to put an ability when the ability just feels kind of like secondary, or maybe even tertiary, like the third thing to think about in your shooting and killing and such. So I just think that it could be better. It could be a lot better, but who knows? I'll talk more about it as I keep playing. I think there's more to go through, but we'll get to that point where I'll probably talk about it way further down into the credits, and we'll see what happens from there. So other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Roz, out.